Joining me now is Helen Wildbohr, Director of Care Rights UK. Helen, would you like to see an army of volunteers propping up in our social care system, just to prop it up?
Well, the first thing to say is volunteers play a hugely valuable role and they make an immense contribution to our society and to people's lives, especially for people who don't have any friends and family to support them. But this policy from the government feels a little bit like a desperate measure to try and save a care system that is crumbling. The sector was on its knees before the pandemic, and then we've had 3 years of COVID, the cost of living crisis, this stretching the sector to breaking point. And every day we hear the impact this is having on people's lives through our helpline, whether people are stuck in hospital waiting for care services, either in their own home or in a care setting, or people who are already in a care home but stuck without the staff to meet their basic needs. And my colleagues who run the helpline, they've worked as advisors in this sector for 20 years, and they say they've never seen it so bad. And this is causing frustration, it's causing distress and anxiety for people relying on those care services and their families. But they're feeling that impact, whether it's really serious concerns about neglect, and for example, we're supporting someone who's being consistently left in their own body waste, or those more subtle erosions of people's dignity. So being dressed in someone else's clothes, or left without your hearing aid, or left in bed when you don't need to be, a lack of stimulation and activities, because staff are so stretched and they can't provide that kind of support, the kind of support that they went into the job to provide and that they want to do. And this is having a huge impact on people's well-being and quality of life.
So, I mean, some of those examples are just hideous, and I'm just wondering what kind of stories you're hearing from carers. What are they saying in terms of their day-to-day work?
I mean, this isn't the kind of service that they want to be providing. This isn't why they went into the job. They went into the job because it's a caring profession. And as has already been said, it's a skilled profession. But what we see is the system being propped up. It's relying on the goodwill and the dedication of an underfunded, undersupported, unvalued workforce. And that's the key to fixing this. It's valuing that workforce and growing that workforce.
So just very quickly then, Helen, is it just money that the industry needs? It just needs to be funded properly rather than volunteers?
I mean, it does need a huge investment. And Jeremy Hunt, before he was Chancellor, when he was chairing the Health and Social Care Select Committee, said that an additional £7 billion a year was needed for social care. He seems to have forgotten that now that he's Chancellor. But it's also about valuing that workforce so they stay in the job. And I would agree with what JJ said. We already do have a volunteer army. They are the friends and the relatives of people needing care. They don't call themselves volunteers. They wouldn't think of themselves in that way. But they are providing vital care and support as family carers. And this crisis in social care is having a huge impact on them. They are filling the gaps when staff are too stretched and not being able to provide the care that people need.
Helen Wildbohr, Director of Care Rights UK, thank you very much for joining us for this conversation. I'm going to go to the callers now. Joe